Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Whitby. I'm joined today by my caucus colleagues, the Honourable Doug Ford, Premier of Ontario, the Honourable Caroline Mulroney, the Minister of Transportation, the Honourable Peter Bethlenfalvy, Minister of Finance, the Honourable David Piccini, the Minister of Environment, Conservation and Parks, as well as MPP for Durham, Todd McCarthy, the MPP for Ajax, Patrice Barnes, and the MPP for Scarborough Rouge Park, Vijay Thanigasalam. What's clear is that our government has remained steadfast in its commitment to provide a comprehensive two-way, all-day GO Trans service to Bowmanville. By investing in expanding GO Transit, we're enhancing connectivity within the region of Durham and prioritizing the well-being of hard-working residents. I would now like to invite Adrian Foster, the Mayor of Clarington, to the podium. Welcome, Your Worship.
So the most important thing that I have to say this morning is thank you. A huge thank you for this announcement. The announcement demonstrates what can be accomplished when different levels of government work together. I want to thank the Ontario government for their determination to complete the Bowmanville GO extension and strengthen the economic potential of Clarington and Durham region. I am thrilled to see the infrastructure planning contract go ahead so that we can finally connect our community to the rest of the GTA through GO Transit. And I do have to recognize my good friend, Bob Chapman, who is representing the Mayor of Oshawa. Bob, thank you. And for Oshawa's thank you. And Mr. Premier, thank you so much.
Thanks very much. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mayor Foster. Hello, everyone. It's great to be here in beautiful Whitby this morning alongside Premier Ford, Mayor Foster, Councillor Chapman, Regional Chair John Henry, Phil Verster, and PA Thanigasalam. And I also want to give a special shout out to our local Durham champions, Minister Bethlenfalvy, Minister Piccini, MPP McCarthy, MPP Coe, and MPP Barnes. Your strong advocacy is an important reason why we are here today. Finally, I want to recognize the dedicated employees of Alstom, many of which are on site with us here today. Our PC government is delivering on the most ambitious capital plan in Ontario's history. Over the next 10 years, we will invest over $70 billion to build a modern, integrated, and rapid public transit network across the Greater Golden Horseshoe. Au cours des 10 prochaines années, nous investirons plus de 70 milliards de dollars pour construire un réseau de transport en commun moderne, intégré et rapide dans la région élargie du Golden Horseshoe. This includes expanding GO train service to communities that have gone without access to reliable transit for too long. Over the years, we've heard resounding calls from residents across Durham region to bring new and expanded transit options east of Oshawa, calls that our opponents failed to answer. But under the leadership of our Premier, Premier Ford, we're getting it done. Just over a year ago, we pledged $730 million to establish two-way, all-day GO rail service between Union Station and Bowmanville. We also permanently removed the unfair tolls on highways 412 and 418 to help keep costs down for families and businesses in Durham region. I'm incredibly proud of the work that we've done to advance the Bowmanville GO extension so far. Metrolinx has been consulting and gathering feedback from your communities, and this has brought us to where we are today. I'm also proud of the ongoing collaboration that we've had with our municipal partners, many of whom are here today. Because without your support, none of this would be possible. Je suis très fière de la collaboration continue que nous avons eue avec nos partenaires municipaux, dont plusieurs sont ici aujourd'hui, car sans votre soutien, rien de tout cela ne serait possible. And with that, I will turn it over to my friend and a true transit champion for the people of Durham, Premier Ford, to share today's exciting update. Thank you.
Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you, Minister Mulroney, for that introduction. And it's a pleasure to be back in the beautiful city of Whitby alongside Minister Mulroney and Minister Piccini and Bethlehem Falvey, along with MPPs Todd McCarthy, Patrice Barnes, Lauren Coe, and Vijay Thanagaslam. And it's great to see Phil Verster from Metrolinx and his whole team, and I want to thank the frontline folks out there, because this would not be taking place if it wasn't for them coming in every single day and working around the clock. Clarington Mayor Adrian Foster. Mayor, great to see you. Regional Councillor Bob Chapman and Durham Regional Chair John Henry, thank you all for joining us today. As everyone in this room knows, Durham is one of the fastest growing regions, not only in the province, but in the entire country. From Brock to Whitby, from Pickering to Clarington, we're seeing an unprecedented number of families establish roots right here in Durham. We're also seeing new businesses set up shop and are attracting new investments, new jobs, including GM's $2 billion investment to retool their assembly plant, securing approximately 2,600 jobs right here in Oshawa. But as our population grows, as our region's economy grows, our infrastructure needs to keep up. That's why our government is working closely with Mayor Foster and all the mayors to build 1.5 million homes to bring home ownership and reach for more people. And that's why in Durham and across the province, we've embarked on the most ambitious capital plan in our province's history. We're investing in schools, including $46 million for the new high school right here in North Oshawa. We're spending $50 billion in hospital infrastructure. There's 50 sites across the province, either getting an addition or they're getting a new hospital. And we're adding new long-term care beds. Over 68,000 new long-term care beds. Folks, compare that to the previous administration. In 15 years, built 600. Including 320 new beds at Lake Ridge Gardens in Ajax. We're investing $28 billion in roads and highways while supporting the largest transit expansion in all of North America. As you heard the minister say, over $70 billion, including new subways and LRT lines right here in the GTHA. But friends, at a time when it's never been more important to deliver infrastructure for our growing regions and our growing economy, we need to do everything possible to deliver on our commitment to build Ontario. We need to get it done, and we're getting it done. Traveling our province, talking to business leaders, union partners, frontline workers, people are increasingly worried here in Ontario and across Canada that we can't do big things anymore. That's why we're going to continue focusing on building big projects like we're doing with the $70 billion building transit across this province. It shouldn't take 15 years to open a mine in the north. It shouldn't take decades to build roads to the Ring of Fire. It shouldn't take years to get approvals to build homes for growing communities. Together with Indigenous communities and municipal leaders, with business and union partners, we have to ensure that Ontario is a place where our shared potential is limited only by the scale of our ambitions. Together, we have to ensure that Ontario is a place where we can do and build huge, big projects. And that's why today, I'm pleased to announce that we're taking an important next step to build transit infrastructure to expand the Lakeshore East GO line further into Durham region. Today, we're announcing that we have awarded Bowmanville Construction Partners a contract for advanced infrastructure planning on the Bowmanville GO extension. This contract marks an important milestone on this critical project that will extend Lakeshore GO service 20 kilometers east into Clarington, with 4 new proposed GO stations in Durham region. This GO train extension will be a huge boost for the people and the businesses of Durham region. It will provide thousands of daily commutes with 2-way all-day service, connecting them to downtown Toronto and other regions in the GTHA. It will provide people with more transit options and more convenience, cutting travel times and allowing people to spend less time in bumper-to-bumper traffic and more time at home with their families. Friends, we're building the transportation infrastructure Durham needs to reach its full potential, to keep people and goods moving. Together with our partners, we're building Durham, we're building Ontario, now and for the future. Together, we're getting it done. Thank you all for joining us, and may God bless the people of Ontario. Thank you.
We'll now go to the floor for questions. If reporters could please line up at the microphone behind me. Just a reminder, it's one question and one follow-up.
Hi, it's Chris Rishoy from the Toronto Star.
Hi, Chris.
I wanted to ask you about the Stellantis deal in Windsor. It sounds like an agreement is imminent.
Yes.
The factor, and I'm just wondering about how you feel about the fact that it took a month to get this, and also, a lot of taxpayer money.
Well, this is building the future down in Windsor. This is going to create thousands of new jobs, thousands of spin-off jobs, and it's a great investment, not just for a year, but for decades to come. We're the EV capital of North America. We're going to continue attracting companies. We're the only region in matter of fact, we're the only region in the world that have 6 of the largest auto manufacturers and battery manufacturers right here in Ontario, and we're going to continue building on that.
Are you concerned at all about the signal that this sends to other manufacturers and that it could impact future deals?
Not at all. That's all part of negotiating back and forth, and we look forward to putting a ribbon and a bow on the Stellantis deal and creating thousands of jobs. They already have shovels in the ground. They're building their facility, so they're actually ahead of schedule. Hi.
I was wondering if you could comment on yesterday about possibly consolidating the York region. Your thoughts on what the mayor was speaking about yesterday?
Well, we just aren't in favor of it. This is up to all the mayors. It's not up to one mayor to go out there and say, you want to build your empire. This is about all the, I believe, 7 different cities. I know all of them. They aren't in favor of it. One mayor is. We listen to the people. We listen to all the mayors. And so we aren't doing it.
And just one last one. FAO says the province spending plan shows there's a $22 billion excess funds. Why haven't you spent that money yet, or do you have plans for that money yet?
I'm going to say this respectfully about the FAO. 1 second, we aren't spending enough a few months ago, and it's a snapshot in time, not looking at the whole year. And then next thing you know, we have too much money. I'm going to hand this over to the Minister of Finance, but again, the FAO goes out there and does these snapshot and time predictions. They're 99% of the time they're wrong. So I'll pass it over to the Finance Minister.
Well, thank you, Premier. Yeah, I want to make 2 things very clear, that the Financial Accountability Office, they're in the projection business. And, projections, the numbers are all transparent and available in terms of the plans in the budget that we tabled that was recently passed in the legislature. So, when we did the budget last year and locked in the numbers, Russia had yet to invade in Ukraine, a big event. This year, the Silicon Valley Bank went under after we locked in our budget. So I wouldn't be doing my job as finance minister if I didn't build in prudence into the budget. Our spending plan of $204 billion, I think, is a very responsible plan to build Ontario. But a second thing I want to make very clear, every 90 days, I'm out in front of the people of Ontario talking about the numbers, how we spent your money, the taxpayers' money, and how we're doing going forward. Something that the previous government didn't do every 90 days. Second, the Auditor General, who looks at the numbers every year, has given us 5 clean opinions. Those are not projections. Those are the actual numbers. And by the way, the previous government didn't always get a clean opinion. And the third thing I want to make very clear, to echo the Premier, we're investing in 15.4 million Ontarians. Our population is growing faster than just about any place in North America. That's why we're here today to talk about infrastructure. We're going to support the economy. That's why we're bringing advanced manufacturing and EV jobs back to Ontario, something that previously wasn't done. And that's why we're going to continue to support all the great workers that actually build Ontario.
Good morning, Premier. I'm
Good morning.
Charlie Pinkerton of the Trillium. Has Amin Massoudi lobbied you or your office since he left it last summer?
Well, we take lobbying very seriously. Everyone follows the rules, and I'm sure he follows the rules like everyone else does.
Have you at any point ever encouraged anyone to enlist Amin or his company, Atlas Strategic Advisors, to lobby the government?
Well, we take lobbying very seriously, and everyone follows the rules. So thank you.
This will be the last question.
Premier Bonnie Crombie announced she's running for the leadership yesterday. She said that Ontario's healthcare is in crisis, it's getting unaffordable to live here, and education's being shortchanged. What's your response?
Well, there's one thing I'll agree with her. She endorsed our Greenbelt plan about swapping property, so that's good that she's endorsing our Greenbelt plan to build more homes, to build 1.5 million homes. We're going to continue focusing on expanding the healthcare to a tune of $81 billion, to a tune of building 50 sites right across Ontario. It's never been done before in the history of our country, in our province. We're investing over $50 billion. We're putting unprecedented amounts of money into education, $2 billion more than the previous year. So we look at our priorities, building infrastructure right across our province, building the Highway 413, the Bradford Bypass, expanding Highway 3, the twinning highways up in the north as well. And right here is a perfect example, the expansion of GO, the largest transit project in the GTA, a $30 billion project building 4 lines. We're doing stuff that no government has ever done in the history of Ontario on all fronts. And right now, we have a strong economy. We're seeing our province grow at an unprecedented rate, the fastest growing region in North America. We're leading North America in job creation, economic development, and we're going to keep, excuse the pun, but we're going to keep moving in a really good fashion. So it's great to be here in Whitby, everyone. I want to thank you, and we look forward to supporting the people in Durham region. Thanks so much. Oh, one more? Oh, I apologize.
No, that's no problem.
I cut you off short. Okay.
It's actually for the Minister of Transportation.
Yeah.
Your government gave millions of dollars in refunds with people more than 5 cars in the license plate sticker refund program. Have you concluded that was a design flaw in the program, or will people who can afford fleets of vehicles continue to get a break from fees?
So our government was committed to making life more affordable for Ontarians, and that's why we issued the refunds to over 8 million drivers. And it was the most effective way to get dollars back into people's pockets at a time when life was becoming more unaffordable. And our government has taken action across the board to make life better and easier for Ontarians. And that was a big program for us. We're very pleased with the way it occurred. We were able to get